I'm gonna hook up with my good buddy Andy Morgan's cousin Daniel Morgan. Andy can't fish because it's off limits because he's getting ready to fish a FLW tournament, so it's off limits for Andy. So I'm gonna fish with Daniel, and here's Andy now. Hey, today we're headed to Tennessee, to Lake Chickamauga. I've not fished Chickamauga since the Bassmaster Classic in like 1986. And they say it's back. It's back. It's as good as it's ever been. So we're headed to Lake Chickamauga. I wanted to fish with Andy Morgan, but Andy's hooked me up with some kinfolk, so I'm gonna be fishing with Daniel Morgan. Daniel Morgan, Lake Chickamauga, here we come. Don't go away. This is gonna be a great show. What you doing?
He's been busting concrete for the last 2 days. I told him
we
he's
want to
too
stay
old.
and paint the deck, bust concrete, or go. I believe we'll just go fishing.
See how you do me? I knew you was gonna do me dirty.
You knew the answer to that.
That was a hard choice for us. You sure bust concrete?
I ain't hearing anything. See you boys, y'all holler after a while.
You want me to drive? You got it.
I got it.
All right, perfect. Good to have friends. All right, do the drive.
Welcome back to the Bassmasters Classic here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Our winner, he's a first-timer ever at the Bassmasters Classic. Our friend from Broken Bow, Oklahoma, the new champion of the Bassmasters Classic, Charlie Reed. Let's bring him out.
Here we are, man, Chickamauga. I'm breathing air right down the lake. And the thought that is on my mind is what a great champion we had in 1986, Charlie Reed. Charlie Reed won the Bassmasters Classic the last time I've been on this lake. Charlie passed away 2 years ago. And what a great guy was Charlie Reed.
So proud of you. Wonderful. I want you to hold this beautiful trophy. Along with this, we'll go a check for 50 grand, $50,000. It's great. My legs are shaking. Charlie Reed.
Go Charlie. What a great guy he was, and what a great fisherman, what a great champion. So today's show is dedicated to the memory of the 1986 Bassmaster Classic champion on Chickamauga Lake right here in Tennessee, my buddy, the late and great Charlie Reed.
Say, it's been a long time since you've been here, isn't it?
1986 is the last time I was on the water here. It was horrible. They'd just killed all the grass and poisoned it with it, and they'd used sonar, killed all the fish. Terrible. Charlie Reed won that classic that year, and he found one little patch of grass, one cove that they had not killed.
Is yours already pre-cut?
No, I usually take them out of the package and kind of snip the end of the nose of them and prep them up and all that good stuff.
Before you get out here on the water.
Yeah.
That way you're young and you can get all the cast in them.
That's exactly right.
Am I gonna need a worm later?
If we fish shallow some, we probably will.
We got a swim bait for the grass. What we gonna throw to?
We're gonna get up here just a little bit, but to the right of that tree and behind it.
There he is. There he is, I got him.
That didn't take long. Hit it like topwater, didn't he?
Bit that thing. Oh, swimming bait. How about that?
A nice chunk.
Wow. You ever caught one that big? Now, come on, be honest with me.
Not many.
You got a fish?
Yeah.
I threw in there and caught that little one. What you got, about a 5 or 6?
No.
Look at that. Yours is bigger than mine. That's doing me dirty. Oh yeah, yours is a lot bigger than mine.
That's a little bigger.
I like that. It's a lot bigger than mine. That was dirty you did me like that.
Look here.
I'll just catch them off the log. I'll just catch them off the log. What do you think of that idea?
It works too.
Look at that.
As long as they bite the bait.
What about that?
Long and skinny.
I'm not that skinny, huh? Now why you laugh like that? You making fun of me being fat, aren't you? There we go.
I might have been talking about the fish.
Oh, okay. You think kind of like your cousin. Or is it your uncle?
He's my cousin. His dad and my dad are first cousins.
And you claim him?
I do some days.
I'm gonna tell you what he is. He's one of the best fishermen that ever breathed air. He's good, I'm telling you he's good. I tell you, there's never been a better fisherman than Andy Morgan. And Andy said, I'd hate to fish against Daniel. This kid, he'll wear you out. He's into it. Man, he's got it. My buddy just caught a good one too, a good one. So when Andy Morgan says that, you better look out. And the more I watch Daniel and I see the intensity I'm looking in his eyes, I'm agreeing with Andy, you better look out, that kid will wear you out if you're not careful.
Decent fish.
That is a very good fish. So we're really going to his spots. We're fishing his areas, and he's at home. He's on his home court advantage, and he's dialed in. He's helping me out. I'm learning. I'm watching him close. That's a good fish. We might be on a little something here. I'm watching how he lines up, and that presentation on deep water structure is more critical than people give it credit for.
Can't complain with that one.
Cannot complain. Getting that boat in the exact right place is critical.
God.
Got it.
That feels like a good one. Be a good one.
It is a good one. Double.
We got a double here.
Mine ain't too big, but it's a double.
Mine's mean.
A double. Mine's one of those real smart fish.
Yeah.
You know another place to catch a bass fish in Lake Chickamauga?
A few.
Then we're off. Daniel, my brother.
Hank's Show is made possible in part by Luz. Feel the difference. And by Minn Kota. Soft Science. Solar Bat. And Talon. This portion of Hank's Show is brought to you by Berkeley. Catch more fish.
Look at that. That's a good one. Real good one.
Look at how the leech, it came off, had a leech on his head. When you get on this structure, you really need to be able to bring that bait with that current. And this whole Tennessee River chain of lakes fish more like rivers because they're narrow. And the current has a lot of influence all over the whole lake. Now you get up some of the big tributaries, it changes a little. But when you're fishing this main lake, it honestly fishes like a river. So it's really critical when you set up on this deep water structure to be able to bring your bait with the current. Did you see the leech on that fish?
I did. I thought it was a bait in his mouth.
I did too.
And it kept, then I seen it come off and start swimming off.
It was a leech right on the top of his head. You know what that means, don't you?
I don't.
It means he's a very intelligent fish. You've been catching stupid fish.
Uh-huh.
See? Tell him bye-bye. That's what Harold Knight does. He catches them on dumb fish.
God.
What's wrong, Daniel? What's wrong, my
Got
bud?
some shoulders on it right here, boy.
That's a big one. So y'all, look at it on the side of the face, but not in the mouth.
Side of the face. If you
Side
sat
of the
fishing, that
face.
wouldn't work, would it?
That don't count. We're gonna throw him back. It didn't count because you caught him on the side of the face.
It counts in my book.
No, he don't. He don't get to count. You caught him on the side of the face.
I think somebody's just jealous.
Side of the face.
So if you hooked one in the tail, you wouldn't count it?
No.
God.
Oh yeah, come on, brother.
How big's this one, Hank?
This one looks like about a 6 to me. What did you think?
I don't think he's that big.
No, he's not quite 6.
He'd
He's
eat it.
5 or something. Probably 5.
Oh, quick release.
I like that, quick release. He was probably 5. So far, I haven't got this swim bait figured out yet.
It's like a shark coming.
How about that? Hey, Chickamauga is a Cherokee word for river of death. I have not got a bite now. We're
I'm gonna stop trying to let him jump.
same hole. We're throwing in the same hole. What pound line are you using?
15
15 fluorocarbon.
fluorocarbon.
And that's what old Daniel's doing to me. He's killing me, buddy. I'm on the river of death. Thank you, Daniel. Killing me, boy. Yep.
My gosh.
Look there, he got black spots on his tail.
He does. Ain't his fins. Ain't that something?
You've had 5 bites. I have not had a bite. Yeah, I'm hitting bottom every once in a while. You're not touching bottom at all?
No. Get that bait moving.
Get that bait a-moving.
Hank's Show is brought to you in part by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Mercury Marine, go boldly.
I got a hit. There you got it. Finally got it. Boy, I tell you, this current
Got him.
is the ticket for catching these bass. And Daniel's got that figured out pretty good. The right speed on that swim bait's obviously critical, and Daniel's got it and I don't. So all of that's important. You gotta figure it out as you go. Now when it comes to fishing that football jig, I can catch them on that football jig. But look out, Daniel. I'll catch up with you if we stay out here where we catch them on the football jig. But that swim bait, he's got that down.
Got the beast.
Real good one. Well, he was way out here, wasn't he, Danny?
Way out here.
He was way out. That's a good fish. Here, let me help you. It's a real good one. Come on, buddy. Oh, he came off. Came off. A good one.
That one's got a little weight to it.
Yeah, he did. He do.
Long.
Uh-huh. Tell them what we did. We came in here and we marked some fish on the hummingbird, and Daniel's a major believer in that swim bait on that lead head, and we threw it and threw it and threw it, no bites, and pulled way out, kept moving out, fishing deeper and deeper and deeper. We're in 34 foot of water, and that fish hit right at the boat. So maybe we pinged them out deeper. Let's go fish one of Andy Morgan's holes. I'd like to catch one out of Andy Morgan's hole.
I like to catch.
I'd like to catch one on the swim bait, period. I've caught 2. And this old lake is really not as familiar to me. It's been since 1986, but I'm not recognizing anything. I used to have perfect recall. If I went back to a lake 15, 20 years later, man, I recognize everything. I'm getting old, man. I am getting old. That's bad. But I don't need to. I can just sit back and let Daniel. Matter of fact, I let Daniel run the boat. You do what you want to, young Daniel. I'll ride and whine. I like that.
This portion of Hank's Show is brought to you by Berkeley. Catch more fish. Yeti coolers, built for the wild.
Do it, boy. Do it, Daniel.
That's a pretty good one, Hank.
Real good.
You mind
Hold
getting?
on, hold on. I'm coming down. Don't you jump. You come off. I don't want him to come off. Look at that crazy fish. Oh, he came off. No, he didn't. Could have though. Look right here. I fished with this young whippersnapper. How old are you?
I'll be 27 in a few days.
27. Look at that fish. Caught about 3 or 4 of them that size. We have fished all day long, peck and choose, peck and choose. This guy has got this swim bait down pat, and I'm gonna show you this thing. I think it's necessary. It's like a hollow belly Berkeley, and this is not what this one is, but he glues this thing to this lead head and fishes this thing at a rhythm. And it's all about speed, and I hadn't got it figured out, obviously. But I would say all day long we've caught over 30 bass, probably 35. He's caught 22 or 3 of them, and I've caught about 12 or 13 of them. So I got a pretty good little spanking from my brother.
I wouldn't say
Daniel,
that.
my brother.
I wouldn't say that.
But hey, it's been good. I've enjoyed every second of it. It's been an awesome show and a fun time.
I enjoyed it.
Tell Cousin Andy I said thank you for hooking us up.
I can do that. I know him. I know
Wow, Chickamauga. I hadn't been here since 1986. It's crazy how good this lake is. A lot of fishing pressure, but man, it still produces. These Tennessee rivers, it's like a Gunnersville almost. I can't wait to get back, and I really enjoyed fishing with Daniel Morgan. Andy hooked me up. Andy Morgan's one of the greatest fishermen that ever breathed air, and Daniel's right there with him, buddy. I tell you, that kid can catch a fish. We had a fun time. He gave me a good lesson. I learned a lot today, and I'm gonna get better with that swim bait, I promise you. Hope you enjoyed the show today. Thanks for being with me. God bless you. I'm Hank Parker.
And don't forget to visit us at hankparker.com, the place for tips, giveaways, and more.
The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at? Gone fishing.